40, 50. What's good, YouTube? This is the newest racing series here on YouTube. This is the Tissot Proto-GT Championship. Welcome, everybody. We are here with a special guest today. We are here with Mr. Nogginator. He is driving in his Ford GT, and I will be spectating this race today. And I will be going through all of everything that you need to know for this series in order to get yourself ready for February 9th. Yes, that is right. February 9th is the first race of the regular season, so get ready. But also, we have a race before that on the Friday. The day before February 9th, on that Friday, we will be having a race. So get ready. We're going to go through the rules right now. Okay, so let's go through the rules and regulations for the Tissot Proto-GT Championship. So the rules of this are, the classes are going to be, the classes and divisions are the Forza GT division, the P1 division, and the P2 division. That will be a part of this series. Now, not all divisions will actually, not all divisions will be racing all at the same time. Each race will have a different division that will be represented in it. So if, one race might all be GT, another race might be all P1s or P2s, or etc., etc. Now, the classes, these are what the regulation class must be if you want to have your car in the race. So if we have a GT race, it needs to be R class. If it's it needs to be the R class cars. If it's a P1 or P2 race, it's got to be a P class car. So again, R class for GT, P class for P1 and P2. Very simple, very easy, not that hard. There are no upgrades in this series. So again, no upgrades. We're not allowed to upgrade any of your cars whatsoever. So, but you can tune. So that's the nice thing about it. Tuning is available. If you can't make a race, you can have a replacement driver. I'm not sure if that's going to be staying or not, but we will figure that out in the short term. But again, if you do not have a race, and you have a replacement driver set up, tell me their Instagram or their YouTube channel, so then when they do contact me, I know who it is, so it's not just somebody random. But again, we're still trying to work out things with that still. So again, you could have a replacement driver if you're not going to be there for your vehicle. But, if you've already announced your vehicle, he could change it up if he wants to, but it still has to be under the official rules. There are going to be 6 races and 2 postseason races. If there's 6 different winners of each of the races, they make it automatically to the postseason. If there are, say, maybe 4 different winners, and then if there's 4 different winners and stuff, and maybe someone wins twice and another one wins twice, then that would just come down to points at that point, because we will be counting the points as well into the into the race, the championship. 8 make it to the semifinals. So there's 2 wild card spots. There's a 7th spot seed and an 8th seed, and then the top 4 make it to the finals, where we will crown a champion. At that point, points will not matter as of then, as they'll just be more so of a elimination style bracket-ish-esque there. So for the wildcard spots, the first wildcard spot will be just the 7th best driver. That is really there. So again, it'll either be the 7th driver, or again, if there's, if there's things if there's only 4 winners for the races and stuff, that will come down to, later on, that will come down to it. So again, at that point, if there's like 4 races, those 4 make it, they're automatically in, and then it'll come down to the 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8 will be still your wild card, but the 5 and 6 will be considered the playoff seeds. So again, if you kind of get the point there, that's how we're going to run this. And then the second wild card spot, which will be the 8th seed, that will be a person that is a fan vote. So that means there is really only 7 seeds that automatically make it into the main postseason, with the 8th seed being a wild card that wildcard spot will be voted on by you, the fans, on Instagram and on YouTube. So again, very, very, very cool. You guys get to vote on a guy who either hasn't, if he has been suspended, though, that will not be, or if he has anything with like the wrecking, which if he's suspended and that counts into the postseason, then we will not be allowing him into that postseason spot. But if it's somebody that is not suspended at the time, or whatever, then he can be in it and he will be a legal vote. So, some of the rules here, must stay on the track. There is no reckless driving. We do not like that. I will get into more of that in just a minute. There are full damage for all the races, so that'll be very interesting. And fuel and tire wear will make this a real endurance race. So again, we want to have the fuel and tire wear on to make this as real to an endurance race as possible. And you guys will be hearing the amount and lengths of the races, and when to pit, and that's going to become a real big factor for this. Now, let's get into the, and also ABS is off for all the races. So remember that there is no assisted braking. So we'll see how that turns out here in this, see if people are good with that and if people are not. Now we get into wrecking. So if you crash somebody intentionally or recklessly hit someone and it looks very intentional, you will get a warning. So the first time you do it, I'll give you a warning. I'll say, listen, you can't do that, please. And if they stop doing that, I'm perfectly fine. As long as they don't do it again, and stuff, I'll be perfectly fine. If they do it a second time, whether it will be in the same race or the next race, you will be suspended for 2 races, plus you will not earn any points in that race. And if you do it a third time, you will either be banned for a full season, which will be 8 races. So it's not an actual full season, it's literally just 8 races, but 8 races count or add up to a full season in the series. And then if you get really bad and it's just really happening a lot, we are going to ban you from the entire series. Again, we want this to be as clean as possible. We don't want other people ruining other people's races and we want everybody to have fun. So we don't want other people trying to ruin other people's races and they're not having a fun time in the process. So again, everybody just have fun and just don't wreck each other. Now, and Chris is, by the way, so far, what do you think of all the rules and stuff? Everything sound pretty good?
Sounds good so far.
Okay, don't think I missed anything. And by the way, if you guys don't know, Chris has done a series like this before. He has actually done a racing league. It was the Illusion
Sounds
Grips
very
Racing
familiar to the league.
Illusion. Well, mine's a little bit different. It's actually based off a real league, and yours is more so you just use different, divisions. I'm using 3. So now we get into the fun part. Let's get away from the rules to get into the fun part here. We have our race schedule. So week 1 is going to be at Daytona. It's the sports car circuit. It's going to be P1 cars will be driving that week. Week 2 is at Lime Rock. That is the full circuit. We'll be driving in GT cars, the Forza GT cars. In week 3, Long Beach, that is the full circuit. We'll be racing in P2 cars. Week 4 is at Road Atlanta. We'll be racing at the full circuit. That'll be in Forza GT cars. So already, GT being out as week 2 and week 4 will be the only weeks during the regular season, at least. That'll be, again, each division will have 2 races that they will be represented in. Week 5 is Road America. That'll be at the full circuit. They'll be in P2 cars. And we end out the season, the regular season at least, at Sebring in Florida for the full circuit, and those will be in P1 cars. So we start out in Florida with P1s at Daytona, and we end out in Sebring and the P1 cars. Now, when it gets to the playoffs, it's a little bit different here. The playoff 1 race is going to be at Laguna Seca, which is going to be the full series. I think I said that right, Chris. Did I? Sounds about right.
Laguna Seca.
Seca. Same. It's close enough. So that'll be...
You just ruined all car enthusiasts Seca.
I'm sorry, everybody. We will be randomizing that. We will be randomizing all 3 divisions, and we will be finding out we'll be randomizing all 3 divisions to figure out, what that division will be represented in for that race. And then for the finale at Virginia, we'll be having at the full circuit. That'll be randomized. So again, all 2 divisions will be randomized to figure out which division will be represented and raced with on that circuit. So again, drivers won't know until most likely the week of, or maybe a couple days before the race. So that's going to be really interesting to see how the drivers are going to prepare for that. It'll be really interesting. And then we'll get into and then for the tiebreaker race, just if this happens, we're not sure if this will, but if this does happen to occur, it'll be at Watkins Glens at the full circuit. That will be a random as well. So again, we'll take all 3 and randomize them, and then I will announce what that will be, what division it will be for that race. Now for the All-Star race at Sonoma, I should say, at the Grand Prix circuit. That will be a driver vote. So we will ask all the drivers who have been voted in. We'll have a fan vote on Instagram and YouTube. We will ask all the drivers what car class or division they want to use for that race. They get to pick. Doesn't matter to me. Whichever has the most votes at the end of it does get to be used in that all-star race. We get into points now. So the points, if you finish first, you get 35 points. Second, 32 points. 30 points. Fourth, you get 28. Fifth, you get 26. And in 6 or more, it just decreases by 1. So since it's at 5th and 26, if you get in 6th, you get 25. If you get in 7th, you get 24, etc., etc. Now, Chris, this is where the things get interesting. We go into the length of the races, the names of the races, and if we have any themes. So, Chris, are you ready? You tell me. I'm going to go through each one, and you tell me if you like the name, if you like the amount of distance, you like the theme maybe of it. So, just listen closely.
I'm on a lightning lap right now.
Yes, you are. You're doing quite well.
2 seconds ahead.
Just listen to me closely here, and I'll go through and I'll tell you the race. So, first race is at Daytona. Of course, as everyone knows, that will be a 30-minute race. So, yes, it will have a timer. So, the winner of the race will be
probably
a timed
around 18
race.
laps.
And this will be the Chips Ahoy
2 seconds.
30. And we'll be racing in throwback schemes. So try and bring out either a throwback looking scheme, or if you really want to get, historic, actually go and look up a throwback scheme from maybe a car design that was similar back in the day, and you just hit a wall there. I saw that. Anyways, so yeah, again, try and bring a throwback scheme out, and there's only 3 themes, and really there's only 2 regular season themes, so honestly, not many theming this year, but maybe in the future we'll have more themes. So again, throwback schemes, try and bring out your best throwback design, and it'll be interesting. Okay, the second race is at Lime Rock. This is our longest regular season race of the season. It is a 40-minute race. Of course, Lime Rock is a very Lime Rock is a very small track, so that's why I made it a little bit longer than the rest of the races. That will be a 40-minute race. It's the Nikon 40 minutes of racing, so gonna be an interesting one there at Lime Rock. Again, no theme or scheme, special schemes you need to bring out for that race. The third race is at Long Beach. That is a 35-minute race. That is going to be the 35 at the beach, presented by Sony. So again, very, very interesting there. We'll see how that works, and that should be a very interesting race. Long Beach, not an easy. It's not a hard track. It's definitely just not an easy track either. You definitely have to have a decent amount of skill. And now Chris is driving backwards in this race.
Yeah, because I'm on the last lap, and you're probably still be talking for a while, so I'll go at 70 miles an hour.
Okay, so Road Atlanta is our 4th race, and it's called the South. Cool there, I do like that. Again, nothing, no scheme or theme there. This next race will actually be a theme. Road America, it's a 25-minute race. It's called the Quarter at the America, presented by Oakley. So that will be an interesting race, and we will be having a theme. Since it's called Road America, you have to expect USA. So we're bring out your USA theme. Try to be as patriotic as you can. Add stars, stripes.
This car's pretty
Red,
USA
white.
right now.
Yeah, that car actually would probably work for the colors scheme. But honestly, try and add more even to it. Add some stars, add some stripes. Try and do something interesting with your design. Again, we do, and we will be making we do have a logo for the series. So again, you guys will be able to see the logo and place it on your car. All the cars must have the logo for the series logo. Next, we have, and this is the final race of the season, it's Sebring. It's a 30-minute race, and it's called Endure the 30, presented by Mazda. So that's going to be a fun race. Definitely
I like how I don't have Mazda sponsoring Laguna Seca when Mazda owns Laguna Seca.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. And then the semi-final race, so Laguna Seca, now I feel kind of bad. So the playoffs are going to be interesting. Laguna Seca is a 45-minute race. It's the second longest race of the season, and you'll find out how long the longest race is of the season. That will be called the playoffs at Laguna Seca, so it should be a very interesting race there. And the finals is at Virginia, and it's a 1-hour race. That is right. It is the longest race of the season. And at Virginia, nonetheless. So not an easy track. That's why I put that as the last track of the season, because that is a very hard track to race at. Chris, you know that for certain. So again, not an easy track at all. And that is going to be called the Tissot Proto-GT Championship Finals, presented by Pringles. So again, should be a very, very interesting race there. And of course the All-Star race is gonna be 20 minutes long. It's not gonna be anything major. It's the All-Star race, so it's not like it's gonna be a crazy thing. But it's gonna be called the Disney All-Star Race at Sonoma. And it's going to be an all-star scheme. So the thing is, we're going to have a team gold and a team black. So the way it's going to work is we're going to have two teams. And depending on how each team does, they'll get points and stuff. So we'll add up all the points for each team at the end of the race, right? And then we will have a winner, either team gold or team black. So again, it should be very exciting. I'm very excited for that. That will be really fun. So hopefully everyone tries to watch that. That will be very, very exciting. Now we have the race weekend and the way race weekends are going to work. This is going to be very quick. So the only thing that's going to be different from every race weekend is going to be the Circle K Quick Stop Challenge. Now this is going to be a little race at Daytona that will be taking place the Friday before the actual main race, which will be on February 8th. So, guys, everybody get ready for that. February 8th, it'll be a 10-minute race. It'll be super quick, but all three divisions will be allowed in that race. So, again, that's right. We are having all three divisions allowed in that race. We will have a winner for each group. Again, all three divisions will be allowed in that race, so it'll be a very interesting race. Again, it's only a 10-minute race, but it is on the Friday, and it's also a good way to kick off the season by having a little challenge. It's called the Circle K Quick Stop Challenge. So again, it's going to be very fun. Hopefully you guys are there. Now, the way actual weekends work, other than that Circle K Quick Stop Challenge, practice will be 10 minutes before every race. So get here a little bit early. We'll have an open practice for all the drivers. You can practice, and we'll have a nice little practice. So if you need to tune anything and change anything to the tuning up, again, that'll be very, very good for you. So again, take advantage of that, because that'll be definitely something that will be coming in handy for the season. And then, of course, the race. So we do not have all of the races scheduled yet. Only week 1 has been scheduled for the season, which will be on Saturday, February 9th. Now, it's either going to be on a Saturday, it's going to be taking place, or a Sunday. So be prepared. We might have some races on Sundays, just depending on how my work schedule is and stuff like that. So again, Saturday and Sunday, we will have races. I will inform you probably about a week or two in advance, depending on when I get to see my schedule and availability. And then the extras. So the on the February 9th, which will not be this Saturday, but next Saturday, we will be having a media day. So the way it's going to work is we'll be interviewing some of the drivers, maybe like 3 or 4 if we have that many, and we'll be interviewing them, discussing them, their strategies, their motives, what they are wanting to do this season, what is their goal this season, where do they plan on going, and stuff. So again, that'll be very interesting. Again, join us for Media Day. You guys can and by then you guys can race, and you guys can race for all that. So again, it'll be very fun. Media Day will be happening right before the race. So we'll have Media Day, practice, and then the race. And then, of course, Friday will be the Quick Stop Challenge. And again, guys, races start February 9th on Saturday. Again, remember, the Quick Stop Challenge, the first race on Friday, February 8th. Join us for that. That'll be very fun. Should be really cool. It's for 10 minutes, all 3 divisions allowed. And then we got Media Day on Saturday, practice, and then we go into our race on Saturday, February 9th. Be there, make history with us, and join the Tissot Proto-GT Championship. Chris, you got any words to say before we head out?
My name is Jeff, and I approve this message.
Yes. Donald Trump also approves this message as well. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for all listening. I will see you guys on February 8th for the Quick Stop Challenge, and I will see you guys on February 9th for the official start of the regular season for the Tissot Proto-GT Championship. I will see you there. See you at Daytona.